The Chunin Exams arc in Naruto isn't just a tournament. It's the moment the story exploded into something larger and far deeper than its early episodes hinted at. It's not just about strength or flashy jutsu battles. It's a story about ambition, identity, growth, and the brutal, often unfair world that shinobi live in. From the moment Team 7 steps into the exam hall to the devastating consequences that ripple out from the finals, the Chunin Exams reshape everything. The tone of the series, the direction of the characters, and even the world around them. Today, we're going to break down the Chunin Exams arc fully, scene by scene, uncovering not just the iconic fights, but the emotional scars, the larger meanings, and the deep themes that make this one of Naruto's greatest arcs. After surviving the Land of Waves mission, Team 7 returns to the Hidden Leaf Village forever changed. Naruto, once brash and inexperienced, has tasted real combat. Sasuke has realized how wide the gulf is between his ambition and his abilities. Sakura, too, has seen that strength means more than book smarts. Kakashi, seeing their growth, nominates them for the Chunin Exams, a test that seems simple on the surface, but hides the brutal truths of the shinobi world beneath its formalities. The Chunin Exams are more than just a promotion exam. They are a war game, a political stage, an arms showcase for every major village, measuring their new generation of weapons. It's children pitted against children for the entertainment, profit, and positioning of their nations. Underneath the surface, these exams are war without declaring war, and the participants, whether they realize it or not, are pawns in games much bigger than themselves. The first phase, the written exam, immediately throws the genin off balance. In a large, imposing hall filled with silence and suspicion, the candidates sit down to a test filled with impossible questions. It becomes quickly apparent. The questions are designed to be unanswerable. The real exam is an invisible one. Cheating is the test. Information gathering, stealth, observation, the core skills of a shinobi. The genin are not being tested on what they know. They are being tested on how they adapt. Who will crack under pressure? Who will cheat well enough to survive? As minutes tick by, fear and despair creep in. Candidates are eliminated for being too obvious. Eyes dart, hands tremble. Naruto, who famously cannot answer a single question, faces a different kind of enemy: self-doubt. He grapples not with math or tactics, but with the temptation to give up. Yet, when the proctor Ibiki Morino issues the final cruel question, where failure means permanent disqualification, Naruto refuses to surrender. He stakes his future on the sheer refusal to quit, declaring, "I don't go back on my word." That stubbornness, that refusal to bow even when he cannot see a way out, is what passes him through. Strength in Naruto has always been about heart first and talent second. And the written exam cements that theme. Those who pass are thrust into the second phase, the Forest of Death, a no-rules survival battle where only the strong, smart, and ruthless can hope to survive. It's a microcosm of the shinobi world. Betrayal, deception, ambushes, and blood. Team 7 must secure 2 scrolls and reach the tower in the center of the forest. But the deeper lesson is that survival itself is the test. The forest strips away any lingering innocence. The battles are brutal. The threats are real. Feral animals, rival genin teams, deadly traps, all of it designed to kill. But even that pales before the arrival of Orochimaru, a figure of pure menace. Cloaked in deception, Orochimaru invades the exams not as a proctor or observer, but as a predator. His goal is simple: find Sasuke Uchiha, test his potential, and mark him with the curse seal, a symbol of temptation and control. Orochimaru's attack shatters any notion that the exams are merely a game. Sasuke, once cool and composed, freezes with terror. His instincts scream that he is facing a force far beyond him. Naruto, in contrast, fights wildly to protect his friends, briefly tapping into the Nine-Tails chakra in a desperate surge of power. Their confrontation with Orochimaru is quick, vicious, and scarring. In the aftermath, Sasuke bears the curse seal of heaven, a brand that offers him power, but at the risk of losing himself. It is a dark mirror of Sasuke's ambition, placed by a serpent who sees potential and plans to exploit it. Meanwhile, the Sound Village genin, loyal to Orochimaru, attack Sakura and the unconscious Sasuke and Naruto. Sakura, often underestimated, makes a stand here. In one of her earliest true moments of bravery, she cuts her own hair, symbolically shedding her passive, pretty image, and fights to protect her team. Though ultimately overwhelmed, her grit forces reinforcements like Rock Lee and Shikamaru to intervene. Even in failure, Sakura's arc begins to shift from helpless to determined. Through pain and perseverance, Team 7 reaches the tower and passes the second phase. But the trials are far from over. Too many candidates have survived. To thin the numbers for the final tournament, a series of preliminary one-on-one matches are held. These battles reveal not just physical skills, but the true character of each fighter. The most iconic of these is Rock Lee versus Gaara. Lee, the hard-working underdog who cannot use ninjutsu or genjutsu, faces Gaara, a natural prodigy wielding terrifying sand-based powers. When Lee drops his training weights, shocking everyone with his raw speed, it is one of the greatest moments in anime history. For a time, he matches Gaara blow for blow. But Gaara's power, inhuman and relentless, ultimately crushes Lee, not just physically, but emotionally. Lee's spirit never wavers, even as his body fails him. In Lee, we see Naruto's themes embodied. Hard work can bring you to the brink of miracles, but sometimes it still isn't enough. Naruto faces Kiba, and while this fight carries lighter, more comedic elements, it also demonstrates something critical. Naruto is more than just loud and brash. His unpredictability, his resilience, and his sheer refusal to lose turn the tide. He outwits Kiba, overcoming someone thought to be stronger. Again, we see that in Naruto, heart often outpaces talent. Hinata Hyuga faces her cousin, Neji Hyuga, in a battle of ideals. Neji, a prodigy, believes in fatalism, that destiny cannot be changed. Hinata, long cowed by Neji's scorn, stands up and defies her fate, fighting with every ounce of strength she has. Though she loses, it is not defeat. It is a declaration that she will no longer live shackled by the expectations others placed on her. Naruto, moved by her bravery, silently vows to prove Neji wrong in her place. Sasuke battles Yoroi, fighting not only his opponent, but the curse seal inside him. He risks everything to fight without relying on Orochimaru's power, and barely scrapes out a victory. His future path teeters between trust and temptation. As the preliminary matches end, the shadow behind the exams reveals itself. Orochimaru has already begun to manipulate the Sand Village and Hidden Sound Village, setting the stage for an invasion of the Leaf. The exams were never just about promotion. They were about positioning an army inside enemy walls. The Chunin Exams explore many of Naruto's central themes: destiny versus choice, the corruptibility of power, the price of compassion, and the thin line between rival and friend. They show that victory is not pure, that strength is bought with pain, and that ambition without balance can destroy. The final tournament never truly concludes. It becomes the battlefield for the Hidden Leaf's survival. But even before that, the exams leave deep, lasting marks on the characters. Sasuke's hunger for power deepens. Naruto's determination to prove himself strengthens. Lee's body is shattered, but his spirit remains unbroken. Hinata's heart begins to blossom. Gaara's thirst for blood intensifies, until Naruto's influence much later begins to reach him too. The Chunin Exams arc is a turning point not just for the plot, but for the emotional soul of Naruto. It cements the story's refusal to promise easy victories or simple answers. It elevates Naruto from a scrappy action series to a narrative about the cost of dreams, the reality of pain, and the enduring hope that bonds, even fragile ones, can change the world. This is where Naruto truly begins. Not with a battle won, but with a battle that reveals who these characters are, and who they are still struggling to become.